feel like that he did so by pushing it. And then he can continue to fight his little heart out.
200,000 Ukrainians are in the direct line of fire of Donald Trump. Trump's arms-twisting tactic for Zelensky, deportation threat looms large on Ukrainians living in the U.S. Nearly 200,000 Ukrainians in the United States are now trapped in legal limbo, the direct fallout of President Donald Trump's immigration crackdown. What began as a humanitarian lifeline has, for many, turned into an emotional and economic freefall. Reuters reported that Katerina Golizdra came to America fleeing war. Today, she's fighting a very different battle, a battle against time, paperwork, and a system that has simply stopped moving. For 6 months, Golizdra has been living without legal status. She lost her job at the Ritz-Carlton. She lost her health insurance, and she now lives with the daily fear of arrest or deportation. Her crime? None. Her paperwork simply stopped being processed. She's just one of nearly 200,000 Ukrainians whose legal protections were left to expire after the Trump administration paused renewals earlier this year, despite a judge ordering the government to resume. The humanitarian parole program, launched in 2022 under Joe Biden, allowed 260,000 Ukrainians into the U.S. for an initial 2-year stay. But now, as renewals stall, thousands have already lost work permits. A technical worker, a preschool teacher, a financial planner, all thrown out of jobs overnight. Some stay indoors, afraid of being arrested. Others have fled to Canada, Europe, or South America. A handful have even self-deported, choosing homelessness abroad over being sent back to a war zone. Golizdra's hometown of Bucha burned to the ground, the same streets where hundreds of bodies were found after Russia's occupation. Going back, she says, is not an option. The delays began in January, part of Trump's shifting Ukraine strategy. After a tense meeting with President Volodymyr Zelensky, Trump publicly floated revoking Ukrainian legal status entirely, a move first reported by Reuters. And even after the courts ordered processing to resume, only 1,900 applications have been renewed, a tiny fraction of those expiring. A new spending bill signed in July now adds a $1,000 fee to humanitarian applications, on top of the existing $1,325 per person. For many families, the math simply doesn't add up. Lawyers with the Ukraine Immigration Task Force report weekly calls from Ukrainians whose relatives have been detained, at construction sites, while delivering food, even during workplace sweeps in Chicago and Cleveland. Sponsors say the system is punishing people who followed every rule. One American sponsor now keeps his phone on 24/7 in case a Ukrainian mother he knows is detained and needs someone to call. And the fear is spreading. Congressman Mike Quigley says his office alone has heard from over 200 Ukrainians desperate for help. For thousands of Ukrainians, the war at home is no longer their only crisis. The battle now is unfolding in immigration offices, courtrooms, and airport terminals across America. A silent struggle for safety, dignity, and the right to stay alive.